everyone, it's been a while. Let's see, got a bunch of new records to show you, just some of them. Been drawing a lot, filling up these sketchbooks, black paper, leaving room for possibility of adding text. Mainly gold and white ink. That one has a snake in it. Speaking of snakes, this past Friday, I was about 2 miles out in the woods with my dog. She was on leash, saw a wild turkey, and so she pulled left to the edge of the trail. All of a sudden I see her jump. And I thought she just ran into some briars and it spooked her. So we start walking away, and she's not using that left front paw. She's looking at me, and I can tell she's in pain. And so eventually she just lays down. And so at that point I saw the puncture marks and a little blood. And so swelling was going to start. I picked her up, carried her out, probably about halfway out, stopped to rest, and then she decided, oh, I can do this on 3 legs, I'm good. She's in a lot of pain, but she did it. She's a trooper. We got out. It's Friday. My vet was not available for emergencies, and so we had to drive an hour and a half to the emergency hospital. It's probably a good thing because they're the only ones around this area who have anti-venom. So they were able to treat her. She stayed overnight in the canine ICU. Got the anti-venom, bunch of blood work, fluids, all that good stuff, antibiotics. We drove back the next morning and picked her up, and she's been in recovery since, and she's doing really well. So I'm happy about that. Freaked me out, like being that far out, I don't know, you're just like laser focused. Okay, I got to get this thing I love out of here and to help. So anyways, all right, so some records, recent records. It's Can Live in Stuttgart, 1975. It's a triple LP, orange LP, and this concert they were known for just improvising the entire time, and this is no exception. Pretty good recording overall for what the technology the guy was using at the time, which is basically a tape recorder and a couple mics. My only criticism, I guess, I wish there was more of Zuke's bass in the mix, but it's a great representation of what they were doing live at the time. This was after demo, so there's no vocals, it's all instrumental. Looking forward to more of these coming out from different time periods and seeing how the recordings changed with the gentleman who recorded all these shows. Technology changes, he gets more advanced equipment, so it'll be neat. Great listen, triple LP. So we have Czarface and MF Doom, Super What. It's the first album to come out with Doom on it after his passing. Really enjoying this. The production on these Czarface albums are always good. Esoterics involved. Doom, if you don't know Doom, I would highly advise you check him out. He's one of the best to ever do it. Really great synth work in this, some good scratching. If you're a Doom fan, of course, get this. If you're just getting into hip hop, get this. It's just on black vinyl. Super Wet by Czarface and MF Doom. Next, Blythe Spirit. Now, if you can't tell by that artwork on this cover, it's jazz from the 80s. I will say what's cool about the back is a photograph of him. You can see the photographer in the reflection of the saxophone. So anyways, really good album. One side is originals, the other side is his takes on standards. And what really impressed me about this album is the tuba. It's rare that you hear a tuba kind of leading the rhythm, kind of taking over the low end. Excellent tuba playing. Being a kid of the 80s, I didn't get exposed to jazz. The only jazz I got exposed to was like Kenny G. And so for the longest time as a kid, that's what I thought jazz was. And so of course I was like, no way, it sucks. But eventually, I ended up at a friend's house one night, and he sparked it up, and he played Bitches Brew, which was my first exposure to real jazz. Anyways, back to Arthur Blythe. Good album. I got a good deal on it, $3. Awesome tuba playing. Next, this is Villages. Gentleman's name is Gentry. It's on Go Records. His music is basically cinematic ambient. I'm hesitant to use the ambient descriptor because there's all, different types of ambient, from like less more to things like this, which is more cinematic in nature, I guess, and more space filled up. So anyways, he did a really good job on this. It's on Polar Seas out of Canada. It's the label that put it out. Find it on Bandcamp. Nice piano work, nice synth work, very emotive, evocative stuff. He also plays bass in a heavy psych band called Nest Egg, so you can check them out. They've been in my videos before. This is Villages, and forgive me for not having the name of the album memorized. Holy smokes. Prism of Dust is the name of the album. Again, it's on Polar Seas. Next up, we have what I call the dark art rock of Facts. They're a trio out of Chicago. I think they have a highly original sound. I love the way the drums were recorded on this. I love some of the effects that are applied. Acerbic lyrics at times, dark, which is alright sometimes, It's on orange vinyl, and I'm really getting into this label as far as the indie music goes. I like what this label is putting out. It's Trouble in Mind Records. I believe it's a husband and wife that owns that label. Next up is Senyawa-Alkysha. They're an Indonesian duo, and make a lot of their own instruments. This is very experimental music. All the lyrics are in their native tongue. Packaging's really cool. It's just a black vinyl. So in addition to the really cool obi, there was like 12 note cards in here. There's also a remix CD. So they had all the remix artists were from China, mainland China, and they had them remix different songs from this album. I need to listen to this deeper. It hasn't clicked with me quite yet. I'm not super into it yet, but I know I will be if I just keep listening. Senyawa-Alkysha, it's on a WV Sorcerer Productions. I believe they're a label out of France. Next up, it's kind of a departure for me. I don't normally get into this type of music or buy it. It's Jack Rose-Kensington Blues. He is a guitarist, solo guitarist, fingerpick guitarist. Combines, sort of American roots with Middle Eastern drone, I guess, to great effect. Amazing guy. I look forward to getting more of this guy's work. He is unfortunately passed, but I highly recommend you check out Jack Rose if you haven't. You can find his stuff on VHF Records on Bandcamp and other places. VHF Records, really good label, reasonably priced LPs. Really nice dude who owns it. Bill, I believe is his first name. Check him out. VHF Records and Jack Rose. Next up, I was on Discogs, and a seller had a bunch of sealed post rock for sale, cheap, like $5. So this is one of the one I got. It's Torrential, and they're having a lot of fun on this album. You can tell they were just having a blast in the studio. It's pretty experimental. Some post rock you might think of like your Bagua, your Godspeeds, Explosions in the Sky, where it's almost like it has these epic crescendos and things like that. This is more leaning towards the avant-garde side, I guess. Lots of experimentation going on, but thoroughly engaging and listenable. It's a good journey. It's Torrential, and out of San Francisco, and they're all pretty prolific musicians. They've played on tons of albums. And the name of this album, this is embarrassing when you forget that. We Move Through Weather. Torrential. Good stuff. Okay, this one, at least I got it Saturday. It's Carnage by Nick Cave and Warren Ellis. Favorite song is probably White Elephant, current favorite song. If you know Nick Cave and Warren Ellis, enough said. You don't really, what more can I say? As a duo, they're more known for working on soundtracks, but they put this whole album together. I believe it was written and recorded during the pandemic, so there's definitely some social commentary relating to things like that and race relations. He's under a little bit of heat right now for playing concerts in Israel. Won't get into that. You're free to read about it if you like. And last, we have Terminal Desert, which is LaBrecque and Barakat. They, let's see, this mix is like traditional Middle Eastern instruments with nice guitar, experimental guitar work, drony guitar, really cool hand percussion, 2 side-long tracks, and it had my attention the whole way through. I love listening to this album, and I would love to get in touch with some more of their music. Album artwork, sort of bleak, you know, it's obviously pictures from military occupation, I believe, if I had to guess. But these two people make really good music. It's on Carl Records out of Germany. Majority of it was recorded in Berlin. You can find this on Forced Exposure, really great website for imports if you live in the States. It's Terminal Desert, LaBrecque, Barakat. That's going to be all for now. I have more records, but that's going to be good for now. So, hope all of you are okay, and talk to you soon. Bye.